Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and I'm visiting today for the first time ever the Nice Botanical Gardens. Looks like they have various areas of interest here. I don't know if we'll find anything interesting in terms of fruit, but it looks like it's certainly an interesting place to visit. This is the Australian forest here. Not sure which way to walk first. I guess I'll follow the main path up and we'll see what happens, and I'll stop and start the video should I see anything of particular interest or I think's worth looking at. Obviously a cactus garden here already. Fruits on the Apuntias. Let's walk this way, see what we can find. Bit of a monster koi carp there. In there, bottle brush, Phoenicus. Perhaps in this garden we might even find a lily pilly. No label on that, no idea what it is. Kind of looks like a gigantic lead loquat, but I'm sure it isn't. Always the way there's not a label on the plant that you really want to know. Eucalyptus. Anyway, I'll pause the video and start it again when if I see something particularly interesting. Thought this merited a short stop. Amazing flowers on these. I'm assuming that maybe these are either, bumblebee buzzing me, either those are starts of seed pods or the calyxes around the flowers, and that is a Colruyteria integrifolia apparently. Obviously popular with the bees. Various mahonias around here. Carpus, Wagnerianus, Lonoceros, a member of the honeysuckle family. Actually the tree looks dead, that's a shame. Anyway, I shall pause the video and come back to it when I see something interesting. This climb is very pretty. From the pods it looks like it's probably a member of the pea family. Quite a jungle here. Typically enough no labels on these, but these look like they've planted a whole clump of custard apples here to me. Cherimoyas, I would say. No labels on them, but they definitely look like staggered leaves, definitely look like anonas to me, and I'm assuming they're cherimoyas. Put about 10 in one hole, so that's going to be an interesting clump. They're obviously planting new plants here, which is interesting. But they haven't labelled the new plants yet, so we don't actually know what they are. It's always the way with botanic gardens, they don't always put labels on the new plants. This one is Butea capitata. Not sure if it's a palm that produces edible seeds, but they're certainly very colourful. Various bromeliads around here, growing in the shade. Small bromeliads over there as well. Interesting, I was just thinking, what's this wonderful smelling plant round here? And I thought the flowers looked very familiar to me, and the reason for that is it's a Carissa macrocarpa, so a natal plum, or prune de natal as the French call it. No fruits on it at all. But the flowers do have a lovely smell to them, so I'm hoping mine recovers to a decent stage so that I can have flowers again. Putting on a good display. It's got loads of flowers on it here, but obviously not fruiting at the moment, but it's still nice to see it doing so well. Interestingly, completely shaded under this pine tree, and I thought they'd want full sun, so that's something worth bearing in mind. It does well in the shade. On with the walk. Okay, I've spotted this. This is a Hovenia dulcis, which is the Japanese raisin tree. You can see this one is actually developing the little swollen stems that you get behind the seeds, which is the bit that's edible. These aren't ripe yet. I'm not sure this likes its full sun position. It's got quite a lot of fruits at the top, but it looks a bit threadbare as well. So first time I've seen a larger one of those. Caesalpinia latifolia. Squeeze through here. Not much in the way of edible fruit plants. Must be a bit careful with some spiny collettias around here. Okay, let's pause the video. Certainly some interesting looking semi-succulents around here. Quite an arid garden up here. See all the American agaves, century plants. Pretty large ones here, and you can see some have flowered and died off. Phew, it's warm out here in the sun. Now this plant here is Persea indica. Oops. That's the same family as the avocado. But this is not the edible avocado that we're used to. This is another member of the Persea family. Seems to be suffering in the sun just like a lot of the avocado plants do. You can see the fruit forming there, but it doesn't produce edible sized fruit as far as I know. And those are the flowers. Whether or not it's any hardier than a regular avocado, I don't know. There's quite a few of them here planted actually. Or a puntia or prickly pear fruits there. Quite a decent size. Whether or not they're considered to be an edible variety, I don't know. They're certainly a good size. Certainly not going to pick any and see and get a handful of spines. Not a nice thought, but they look a good colour. So we've got a carob here. Absolutely covered in pods. Pretty dried out now, so this is obviously a self-fertile one. Well, having said that, there's probably quite a few round here that have got probably quite a few round here in flower, so it probably doesn't need to be self-fertile. No signs of any new flowers on them, so I guess they're not at the flowering time of the year again yet. Flora Española, Spanish flowers. The world famous oleander, of course, very poisonous. Yeah, as I thought, there's plenty of carob bean trees here. There's another one. Interestingly, well, perhaps it isn't I think it's a carob. Yeah, it is a carob. Interestingly, I can't see a single pod on this one, and the other one was covered. So although some are self-fertile, maybe this is a male-only tree, as it's got no pods on it at all. So not one you'd want to cutting off for your garden. Yet another carob. This one, on the other hand, has got thousands of pods on it. So this one definitely is either self-fertile or being fertilised by the male one. Still never tasted a carob pod, but no doubt I will do sooner or later. Might even get one on my own plant one day if it survives. At last, something interesting, or particularly interesting. Nice Spiros lotus. So this is a lotus plum growing here in the shade, and sure enough, there are the fruits on it. They're actually quite a bit bigger, much bigger than my little lotus. Obviously a better species cultivar. Not going to be far off being ripe, to be honest. It's a real sort of weeping tree in this kind of shady position. It's the only Diospyros I've seen here. Haven't seen any other types, but at least it's something interesting for the fruit lovers. Well, that's my little tour finished, I guess. Head back to the car, decide where to go next. There's a century plant, just about to finish flowering there. Starting to die off now, the crown. Yeah, slightly disappointed. I was hoping I might have found a couple of more unusual or exotic fruit plants here. Just the regular carob beans and that lotus plum, but otherwise I was rather hoping I might have seen a white sapote. They haven't even got a citrus collection here, surprisingly, for the Botanic Gardens, or well, Jardin Botanique. I think there's probably more than one Botanic Gardens at Nice. Perhaps I'll go and visit the Parc Phoenix as well, which is down at the front, but I don't know what the parking facilities are like there. We'll have to wait and see. More carob covered in beans. Obviously perfect Mediterranean plants. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along with me. Please give me a thumbs up and share it if you think anybody would be interested, if they're ever in Nice in the south of France. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell if you'd like updates on new videos as they come out. Catch up with you soon. Brett out for now.